Okay. Good afternoon once again, everyone. Welcome to our fourth lesson for information assurance and security. We'll be doing modern cryptography for this part here. So if you have questions, you can raise it later or during in between discussions. Okay. So welcome again to our lecture on cryptography. Remember that if you would want to become a cybersecurity specialist, you must have a good understanding of the foundational and fundamental concepts that involves cryptography. So if last week we did the classical one, ngayon naman we will be doing the modern encryption or modern cryptography. Okay? So para you can have the difference or you can differentiate the two of them. Now, when you say cryptography, this is actually the study and application of methods and techniques to protect information by using codes for secure communication. So the bottom line here is that in cryptography, the main goal really talaga is to ensure that there is a secure connection or secure communication between two parties or entities. Yan yung main goal talaga nila. Technically speaking, cryptography is divided into uh, two categories. We have the symmetric and then the asymmetric. Okay, so we are going to start with symmetric encryption concepts. Okay, so symmetric encryption is also called private key encryption, and it uses the same key for encryption as well as decryption process. Okay, and then it is why we call it symmetric because both are using like the encryption part and then the decryption part uses the same key. So it uses at the source and at the same time as well on the destination. So just like what we had with our classical encryption techniques, modern cryptography, particularly on symmetric encryption, also uses cipher. Okay, so if you can still remember when you say cipher, this is actually a word which is an alternate term for algorithm, diba? So the cipher is now used for encryption and of course decryption. So when we talk about symmetric encryption, it means that you are using the same algorithm for encrypting the data. And of course, the same algorithm is also being used at the destination for decrypting the data. Okay. Now, one factor or one characteristic of symmetric encryption, symmetric private key encryption is that key lengths determine the strength of the encryption. So technically speaking, the longer the key, the better. Okay, so some of the most popular key ciphers that are available uh, in today's kumbaga era is that we have AES, we have RC5, and of course we have the two fish. So when we talk about this modern private key ciphers, you can actually create this one, but there are already available online simulations for us to try it. Okay, so ibig sabihin, next week, I will demonstrate some of them para you can have as well the idea. Okay, so kindly look at right now the illustration I am presenting. Okay, so this is how symmetric encryption actually works. If you notice, we have here two entities, diba? The first one, which is on the left side, is the source, and then on the other side naman, we have the destination. Okay, so at the source, we have the plain text. Can you look at the illustration, guys? We have a plain text file, which means this is an unencrypted text and anybody can read it. So basically, we use a key, which is a kind of secret code, okay, para we can understand it better. We'll be using a secret code which helps us encode this plain text. Okay, so in addition to the key, we also need an algorithm which is basically going to take the key and the plain text data and it's going to do some steps or some operations in order to provide us with the ciphertext, which is basically itong ciphertext na natin. Okay? So using the key and then the algorithm with plain text as the input, we get a ciphertext as an output, and this completes the encryption part. So technically speaking, when we do the encryption for symmetric cryptography, yung ginagawa niya is that it gets the plain text, it then uses the key, and then there's a particular cipher that is being identified, and the output dayon will be the encrypted text. Okay? So now the basic aim of encryption was so that we can transmit the data over the public internet without compromising its confidentiality. So that's what exactly we did, diba? During our, even in our first session pa, our goal is really to go and then abide with the CIA triad. Okay, so we have already mentioned here confidentiality. Okay, so we converted the plain text into ciphertext, and then the ciphertext, which is basically the encrypted data. And even if somebody gets a copy of it while it's flowing over the internet, they would still not be able to easily break it because it's already encrypted, diba? Now, let's go now to the other side, yung sa destination. The destination has received a ciphertext, which is itong encrypted text natin, and the process now needs to be reversed. So, ang mangyayari sa destination is that it needs to use exactly the same key na ginamit natin sa pag-encrypt. Okay? So, if you will try to figure this out, bitaw, like for example, if you will try to put this on a real-life example, consider it like, for example, yung numbered lock bitaw. Di ba, we have different keys and locks available, di ba? The very, one of the, is that, di ba, we have a lock that you need, you can create a lock on it using a, tawag dito, yung numbers, di ba? And then if you would want to unlock it, di ba, using the same key, you need to have, tawag dito, you need to align all of the numbers, exactly the same numbers, if you would want to unlock it. Parang ganyan yung nangyayari sa symmetric. Kung paano mo siya nilock, kinakailangan din, that will be your same process on how you will unlock it. Okay? So using the same and exact key and using the same exact algorithm, we can decrypt this data so we can work with the ciphertext back into a plain text. And that process is now what you call decryption. Now, if you will try to differentiate the two processes, yung first one is coming from the source, is that from plain text, ginagawa niyang encrypted. Sa destination naman is from encrypted text, ginagawa niyang plain text. Of course, this process is being facilitated by the keys being used by both the source and then the destination. Okay? I hope I am understood on that one. Sige daw, be. If my question, you can tell me. If wala, you kindly give me a thumbs up. Sige daw. Para it's quite clear. Diba? I think it's quite simple to understand. Encryption, decryption, using the same key. Okay? Now, as mentioned earlier, diba, I've mentioned about the importance of having the key length, diba? Perhaps the most single important factor which can determine the strength of an encryption is the key length. Ibig sabihin kung gaano siya kahaba. Okay? So the longer the key, the better. So let's say, for example, kindly look at the illustration for the characters. So for example, let's say you have a password with X number of characters. For each character, you can select. So for example, you can select either from A to Z. So basically, meron kayong 26. And of course, we also have the digits which are 0 to 9. So meron kayong 10. So if you will try to do the math, 26 plus 10 is equivalent to 36 possibilities for each of these cells bitaw na you can see here. So, but technically speaking, this is how we do it, man, diba? Like for characters. But with computers, they need digital numbers so that they will understand. So that would only mean that they can only understand binary numbers. They can't understand A to Z and then 0 to 9. They only have two numbers, the binary numbers. So when we, since we are taking man or talking about binary, diba? So every cell or every bit can either be 0 or it can be 1, diba? So if you have a key which spans from n bits, then it means you have 2 raised to the power of the different combinations possible. Okay? So kindly look at the comparison table. Diba? So this comparison table shows us how increasing the key lengths make breaking encryption difficult. So let's say if you are, for example, selecting a key length of 56 bits, which means that based on our mathematical computation, you have 2 raised to the power of 56 combinations. And of course, if you would want to decrypt this particular key, diba? So using a good state-of-the-art computer, you can break it using you can break it within 20 hours only. But kindly consider this one. If you increase naman the key length into 128, the possible combinations can now jump to raised to the power of 128, and it would take someone by 5 times 10 raised to the power of 17 years to break it using the same computer. Diba? And let's say, for example, you increase naman the key length to 256 bits, then you have to raise to the power of 256 different combinations, which technically would take someone by 7 times 10 raised to the power of 56 years. Diba? So pansin nyo, every time you increase the number of length, the number of time required to decrypt as well, or to know the cipher or yung key length natin or yung key natin, it will take them also a big chunk of their time. Diba? Imagine gali pag pila naman ng 7 times 10 raised to the power of 56 years, diba? It seems like you're doing a life imprisonment. So technically speaking, when you have a key length that is longer compared to the other types of keys, that would mean it will be impossible to break. Okay? So the bottom line that we need to understand is that it is always advisable that and then recommended as well, to use key lengths longer than the usual one, di ba? Yung pinaka-common or pinaka-average is using the 128. Okay? Yan yung pinaka-common natin. Okay? So let's now go to the example of a asymmetric cryptography tool. Okay? So we have here the very popular one. We have AES. So it means Advanced Encryption Standard. So it is strong that it is even acceptable for military purposes. Okay? So same lang din sila. It offers 128, 192, and of course 256-bit secret keys. Okay? So the key determines the strength of the encryption. So obviously, the AES, di ba, yung pinakamahaba, yung 256, would be considered to be the strongest or stronger than 192. Okay? So right now, if you will try to Google bitaw, you have already online simulations on how to use AES in symmetric cryptography. But don't worry, because I will be doing a demonstration next week. Okay? Sige. That's for symmetric cryptography. You have a question? Kung wala, give me a thumbs up. Sige daw, be? Kung walang question, give me a thumbs up. How about yung iba? Ba't hindi nag-thumbs up yung iba? Okay. Sige. Let's now go to the next one. Ito naman, we have here asymmetric public key cryptography. Okay? Same lang din yung entities involved. We have the source and then the destination. We have the plain text and of course, the keys that will be used in either encrypting or decrypting this particular flow of data natin. So again, in contrast to symmetric encryption, we also have another type of encryption, which is what you call the counterpart, which is the asymmetric encryption, also known as the public key cryptography. So now the main difference between the asymmetric and symmetric is that in symmetric encryption, both the sender and the user receives the same secret key, diba? But the problem with those types of encryption is that it lets you want to communicate with, let's say for example, you have 100 different people. Then obviously you need to have 100 different private keys. And of course, it will be difficult to manage it. Diba? So to answer that one, public key cryptography now comes in na po dayon. So what happens in public cryptography is that, let's say you have a plain text document. Okay? So what you're going to do is that you're going to use the public key of the destination. Again, the public key of the destination. So the destination, let's say for example, it's the server. It has shared its public key, so you know which is known to everyone in the world, okay? And you basically encrypt your document using the public key by the destination. So now the thing is that with asymmetric encryption, anything that has been encrypted with the public key, it can only be decrypted by its own private key, which is of course secret and it's not available to the rest of the world. So it's like really talaga asymmetric. Ang pag-i-encrypt mo is that you'll be using the public key. When you would want to decrypt it naman, you will be using the private key. Okay? So it's now asymmetric because you're not using the same key for encryption, at the same time decryption. You are now using two different keys. So if you would want to send a message, for example, to a destination, which you want to make sure that it's encrypted, you need to encrypt it using its public key. Okay, and then this message, and of course send this message over the internet. So even if somebody eavesdrops, you know, on this message right here, it's no longer a problem. Okay, so at the destination will now just use its private key and of course decrypt the message. Okay, now you might be wondering, like, sir, what if diba, the public key is it's available man all throughout everyone else, diba? So what happens, lugar sir, for example, if I got a hold of the message and then I will decrypt it using the public key pud gyapon doon sa destination. Like for example, the destination is letter A. So nakakuha ko ng copy from the source na okay, meron siyang na-decrypt na message pero ginamit niya yung public key ni letter A. Kumbaga sa letter B ako. Now if I will be letter B and then I will try to decrypt bitaw the encrypted text coming from the source using the public key of the what they call this one, the public key of the destination. Yung mangyayari is that I cannot get the plain text, diba? Remember, because the concept of asymmetric is that sa destination ay pag mag-encrypt ako, I will use the public key of the destination, and then the destination will decrypt it using its own private key. So even if you just know the public key and then you would want to decrypt it, you cannot do that one. Like, it's impossible. Okay? Kasi nga, the asymmetric cryptography follows the concept na ang pag-encrypt is galing sa public key ng destination, ang pag-decrypt naman is galing doon sa private key ng destination. So technically speaking, siya lang talaga yung makaka-decrypt sa message na ginawa ni source. Okay? I hope I'm clear on that one. Sige. Let's now have some things to remember. Now, a couple of important points which I would like to reiterate is that first, if you would want to ensure confidentiality, so basically what you need to do is that you need to encrypt the data using the public key of the destination or the receiver. And at the receiving end, the receiver is going to use the circuit private key for decrypting the data. And also, please keep in mind that the private key is completely different from the public key. So technically speaking, if I am a destination entity, I have two keys that will be presented. The first one, which is available in the public because it's called public key. And the second one is only available on my end kasi nga it's called the private key. Okay? So the point now that we're trying to make is that the data that has been encrypted by a public key cannot be decrypted with the public key again. Diba? And then it must use the private key at the destination if you would want, or if the receiving end would want to decrypt the message. Now, on the other hand naman, for example, if a sender is using his private key to encrypt something, then it's not necessarily for secrecy because, you know, everybody in the world has the public key and they can simply decrypt it. So in that sense, it is just digitally signing the document, which basically means that the sender is saying that, okay, here is the document and it's coming from me. Diba? So I have encrypted it completely, you know, the full document or maybe a small part of it and added to the general public. And they can just simply use the public key of that sender and then the decrypt or check, what call this one? And then decrypt it. Diba? You can either check whether this document is actually came from the sender or not. So, technically speaking, yung sinasabi dito is that, for example, ako yung source, kumbaga, and I would want to send a message to Ma'am K. So, sa asymmetric, I will use public key. Diba? The correct way is that yung plain text ko is i-encrypt ko using the public key of Ma'am K. But yung ginawa ko is that I do the other way around. Ang ginawa ko is that since I am also a receiving end man side, any source can also be a destination. I also have a private key. So yung private key ko ay yung private key, I use it to encrypt the plain text and then send it over to Ma'am K. Now, ang mangyayari is that she will not be able to read the message. She will just know na this is coming from me or Naphtali. Okay? Yan yung magiging scenario if you will use your private key for the encryption part. Okay? Kasi nga technically speaking, it's asymmetric. Okay? Now the point being that is that only his public key can be used to decrypt this message, not somebody else. Okay? So that's the key point to understand. So the magic is basically special mathematical operations which allow the use of two different types of keys. So basically, the difference between symmetric and asymmetric being that in the symmetric is that we have the same key at both the sender and then the receiver. However, in asymmetric encryption, we're basically using two different keys. Yung public na nanggaling sa destination and then yung private key na nanggaling din doon sa destination. Okay? Sige. So, let's try to answer why asymmetric encryption or why do we prefer asymmetric encryption? So, one of the reasons why we needed asymmetric encryption was because private keys cannot always be safely exchanged on a public networks like the internet. Ibig sabihin, if I'll be using the symmetric, there might be a big possibility na ang tawag dito, especially if it will be sent bitaw like the private keys of the symmetric will be sent over the internet, there might be a possibility na it will be compromised, di ba? So yung mangyayari dito is that like let's say for example your client would want na mas gusto namin si symmetric kasi we feel like secure, but then again it would be hard for them to what they call this one send over to the internet yung dalawang public key ay yung private keys, di ba? So ang ginagawa nila is that they use asymmetric encryption to create that initial trust. Okay? So the initial encrypted end-to-end communication channel or over which you can exchange symmetric keys and then use them later for encryption or decryption. But for the initial and then secure encrypted channel, yung gagamitin mo is that you will not use the symmetric. You will use first the asymmetric encryption. Okay? So another reason why you want to consider asymmetric encryption is because symmetric keys are not really scalable. So imagine again, just like what we have mentioned earlier, if you are a user and you would want to communicate with different entities, you'll be requiring in different symmetric keys. So if you're using symmetric encryption because you need to have different keys for communication. So if you're talking to one people only, symmetric encryption it's good like on a small scale. But if you will be doing it on a big scale, for example, you got 10 or 100 for that one, that means you will be managing the same number of keys pagyapon, and that will be a big problem na pod for those who will be doing the process of encryption and decryption, di ba? So let's say for example, Gal, if you would want to communicate with thousands of different servers, you also need to have thousands of different keys. So it is obviously not a scalable solution compared to the asymmetric encryption. So if you're using asymmetric encryption, you just need two keys and that's it. One is the private key, and if you can look at the illustration, which would be used by letter A, and of course the second is the public key, which is published to all users, and of course it's public and everyone can use it. So in this illustration, if you notice, diba, for example, si letter A is magpapadala ng message for number 1 na user. Let's say for example something like that. Now, if you will try to, for example, dito, this will be the source, and then this one dayon will be the destination. Now, if magpapadala si letter A ng message kang number 1, yung mangyayari is that if this will be the message, for example, the text kumbaga, it will use the public key, ayan, to encrypt the message and then forward it to number 1. And of course, si number 1 naman, hindi niya gagamitin yung public key niya. Ang gagamitin niya is yung PK niya, private key. Okay? Yun yung gagamitin niya to decrypt the message. Kasi nga, yung concept is that encrypt with public key and then decrypt with private key. Yan yung sa asymmetric encryption natin. Sige daw. Do we have question before I proceed with the last slide? Last na ba? Last two na lang pala di eh. Kung walang question, kindly please give me a thumbs up. Sige. Para medyo klaro tayo ngayon. Okay. I think that's quite simple, di ba? Now let's go to some of the popular asymmetric solutions. We have actually Diffie-Hellman. We also have RSA and then ECC. The three of them, among the three, yung pinaka-common nila or yung pinaka-common and then pinaka-simple bitaw in simulations is what you call RSA. So ito yung gagamitin natin. The RSA will be our tool na gagamitin natin during our next discussion next week. Okay? Now, let's have everything wrapped up in a nutshell and then let's do the comparisons of the two. Okay? So we have here symmetric encryption and then asymmetric encryption. For symmetric encryption, you will be using the same key, same private keys. And then on the other hand naman, we have here asymmetric encryption, di ba? So for asymmetric encryption, you use different keys. So we have a private and then the public. So for encryption, you will be using the public. For decryption naman, you'll be using the private. Okay? So again, for symmetric, both on the end is that both at the other ends, kumbaga, you will be using the same key. For asymmetric naman, you will be using different keys. Okay? Now, for symmetric encryption, one of the downfall, kumbaga, is that you cannot always exchange keys safely. Diba? Remember, before we can do the encryption and decryption process, kinakailangan na alam ni entity A ang key na gagamitin ni entity B. Okay, remember, they should be of the same private keys, di ba? Compared to the asymmetric one, it can be done even on public networks. Kasi nga, yung binibigay lang natin is that I can encrypt it on public keys, but I will decrypt it privately, di ba? Now, let's go now to the advantage naman on the symmetric encryption. Si symmetric encryption, yung advantage niya is that it's fast. Kasi nga, it's peer-to-peer, di ba? Like, it can handle talaga 1:1. It can facilitate 1:1. Si asymmetric naman, it's kind of slow because, for example, if I will have multiple clients, kumbaga, I need to know first the public keys, di ba? Before I can encrypt it, di ba? Individually, I will encrypt it and then I will send it over, di ba? So that makes it slow. Okay? Now, symmetric encryption naman works best with ang tawag dito, if you will do it like 1:1, yung ratio bitaw is 1:1, and then si asymmetric naman works best if you will do 1:many. Okay? Now, for symmetric encryption, you will be using smaller key size, and of course, on the other one naman, you will be using the longer keys to ensure a strong encryption. So symmetric will have the smaller numbers of keys, and of course, the asymmetric, you will be using longer number of keys. Remember, if you will try to compare the two of them, yung mas stronger, di ba? Kaya sabi nga kanina, the longer the better. Of course, the much safer will be the asymmetric one. Okay? Yan yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. So, that's symmetric and asymmetric encryption in the modern cryptography. So, kung sa classical one, we are doing it manually, like we do paper and pen. Dito, we'll be using some tools. And of course, I'll be sharing some of them. So, meron kasi mga online simulations. Yan yung gagamitin natin. Okay? Para you will understand. Okay. Do you have questions, guys? May question ba? Sige daw, be. Kung may question, kindly turn on your microphone. Kung wala, kindly give me a thumbs up. How about the others? I can only see three names. How about the others? Okay. Sige, walang question I hope that's final. Sige. Kung walang question,